I picked up this Blade FPV Nano QX quadcopter at National Hobby here in Mesa, Arizona, as you can see, for $149.99. And I'm not going to go over everything because it's basically the same copter. The colors are obviously different, and of course there's the FPV system. So this review is just going to be a quick unboxing, and then I'm going to get right into the FPV because I know that's what everybody wants to see. So it's very simple. It just comes with the quadcopter there. In the box there is also some extra props, 2 of each color, and the manual. And again, this manual is in 4 languages, and it has some extra information in it about the FPV system, so I encourage you to take a look at it. But it's not very long, 30 little pages. So there's the quadcopter itself, and it comes with this little charger, which I use these sometimes. They're handy. So just a few quick things before we get to the flying. First, the binding and programming is real simple. It's just like the other one, so refer to any videos about that one. For binding and programming, I used a 30% expo, and I used a low rate setting as well, and I think that helps when you're just kind of getting used to flying it by FPV. So give that a try. The copter is pretty simply put together. This is the FPV system right there. That is the board for the transmitter and everything, and then the camera board there. And you can see another angle of it there. And there's the camera with the lens cap on. Be careful when you take the lens cap on and off that you do it straight instead of like screwing it. It doesn't screw on and off. And you'll change the focus on the camera. And my camera was pretty badly out of focus, so when you first plug it in, check the focus and make sure the camera's focused before you try to fly anywhere. The little circular polarized antenna here is, you know, it's going to get bent out of shape and crashes and stuff, but that's the way it is. It works fine. One thing that I did have to do, and it was causing problems, is I had to unplug this connection right here and route this wire up over the edge, and then when you put the canopy on, it holds it in like that. It was running into this propeller here, and it was causing it to flip out when it was flying. So make sure you fix that, and then put your canopy back on, plug this back together, and then you're ready to go. I hooked up the image to my TV, and there's a couple of things to note here. One is I'm not using the Spectrum system. I'm using my own 5.8 gigahertz receiver that is no name Chinese, basically. It works fine for everything that I do. The other thing to note here is on your TV, if you do this, make sure you switch it over to the 4:3 aspect ratio. Otherwise, the image will be stretched. It is a standard def image, so like it's not HD, and that means if you look at it on an HD TV, it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be a little fuzzy. The other thing to note is in low light situations, it can get pretty grainy. If you're in an area where there's a lot more light, it's better. Now it's best outside, but it's been windy all day, so haven't been able to go outside with it. The other thing I want to note is the little glitches that you're seeing. That's basically normal. So if I walk a little bit farther away here, you'll see there's more and more glitches, and it's as the copter moves around, you know, you get that little blinking and stuff. So that's perfectly normal. Don't worry about it. If it's doing that, it's not a problem. You're just going to have to learn to kind of live with that. But overall, pretty good image. Like really not bad. You can definitely fly with this. You're not going to run into things. When you get close up, things are pretty easy to see. So it's just going to take a little bit getting used to because it is a small aircraft, but flying it with FPV is a lot of fun. When mine came in, it was pretty badly out of focus. And all you need to do to change that is basically rotate the camera lens until it comes into focus. It's a little tricky to do with the canopy on, but if you can watch there, basically you can see the image. It gets worse and worse as I turn the lens. And then as I turn it back the other way, you know, it gets better and better and better. So those are the things to keep in mind. Otherwise, you basically bind this copter just like the other Nano QXs and fly it just like them. Nothing special there. I do suggest using the self-leveling mode for FPV flying, but once you get better, go ahead and try the acro mode for FPV flying. It's fine, it'll work, no problem, but it's obviously a little harder. Alright, I'm not very good at flying it by the camera, so I'm just going to kind of walk it around the house. That'll give you an idea what the video looks like. So that's what it looks like. It looks pretty good most of the time. It's not very glitchy if you don't fly far away. Not much can be said about it, really. It works better in, obviously, bright light. But you know, if you want to go see some more, basically, tree bashing videos and stuff, they're all over YouTube. People flying this thing through obstacle courses and stuff like that. So I encourage you to go check that out. But all in all, I think this is a really fun product. I'm having a hard time learning to fly it by FPV, but that's just me.